Hello, my name is Edwin Edebiri, and I am the Chief Happiness Officer with the I Am Happy Project and also the Happy Neighborhood Project. And I want to say thank you for joining us this morning. This is our Happy Monday. This is a way to kind of give the week a jump start on a positive note, on a happy note, and I want to kind of help you, lay your week on a foundation of happiness. I totally believe that anything that's built on happiness is going to be more productive, more creative, more resilient, and all the other benefits that comes with it. And I know that some people struggle on Monday morning just because, but we need to change that and make Monday just as exciting as it is on Friday. So that's what this is all about. Today, folks, I'm going to talk about one subject that as human beings is very hard for us to avoid, and yet is something that we need to know contributes very, very greatly to our level of happiness or unhappiness. So, and that is comparison. So today, folks, I'm going to talk about comparison and happiness. Yes, comparison and happiness. Now, I know that as human beings, there is no way for us not to compare. There's just no way, So I think my primary focus here is the level of it, is the level of comparison that is the key. And then, also before I go into, just discussing the topic even further, there are some good stuff to comparison also, especially if you're comparing favorably. Okay, if you're comparing favorably, if you're comparing, from a positive mindset where you want to improve on yourself. Because some of you have heard me say, practice does not make perfect. Practice makes improvement. Okay, so if you are at a level where you can compare for the purpose of improvement, that's great. I absolutely see nothing wrong with that. Okay, it only makes you a better person, enhance you, and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, though, when we compare, it's not usually for those reasons. When we compare, it's to belittle ourselves. We tend to idealize people, and so we put them in a pedestal, which make us smaller. And here is something, why comparison is so bad. Before I go into some of the things you can do about it, let's just list some of the possible things we can compare. Maybe somebody have more accomplishment. Maybe somebody is more attractive. Maybe they have more money. Maybe they are smarter. Maybe they are faster. Maybe they are taller. Maybe they have more Facebook friends, or they have more likes on their comments. And maybe they have more Twitter follower or Instagram follower. And folks, the list is just too long. And so that, when you don't stop somewhere, you're just going to put yourself in a situation where you have absolutely no life at all. It's like you don't even exist, So at some point, you have to absolutely put a stop to it and say, hey, you know what? This is me. This is who I am right now. And then like the whole package of who you are. And folks, I'm telling you, just the fact that you like the package of who you are, of where you are, of what's happening to you right now, does not mean that you cannot make progress. That doesn't mean you can set goals. That doesn't mean you can have dreams. That doesn't mean you cannot make improvement. It just means that you are going to use your energy, to focus on the improvement, not belittling yourself. Okay, so that's really what this call is about. It's how to be satisfied with where you are, who you are, everything about you, complete package. Don't pick and choose. And then from there you can set a goal. Okay, I need to work on this area, and I need to work on this area, and I need to work on that area. And you'll be doing it from a position of strength, and you are just happy. And you'll find out that you can make a whole lot more progress when you are happy with who you are than when you are not. So some of the things that also cause us to do comparison is that we don't look at the whole picture when we compare. we're looking at it from one small tiny lens. So we see somebody that looks very attractive, very, very attractive. And we are like, man, I wish I was like that person. And then you might come out and find out that that person is dealing with some insecurity. Now, of course, you don't like that part, or maybe the person has some illness that they are dealing with. Of course, you don't like that part. So you don't know their total package. And so since you don't know their total package, then don't idealize just one part of it. Because guess what? You have some fantastic part of you too. So if you belittle yourself and then you ignore the side that you are good at, so don't just compare, folks. I hear people say, oh, they want to be like the Joneses, And when I first came to this country, that was the first thing, man. I was like, who are the Joneses, man? Where are they? Where did the Joneses live? I never knew that it was an expression. I was so naive, So I kept looking, who are the Joneses, and I thought it was the people that their last name was Jones, that were Joneses, But then I realized, oh, okay, that is the whole essence of comparison. And folks, you don't want to really do that. Comparing is just like the quickest way to go to unhappiness. And once you get into that habit, it's very, very hard for you to break out of it. So my suggestion is try not to get into it. And if you're already into it, then you need to take steps. Take steps. Now, don't get me wrong. You can appreciate people. You can say, oh, man, I like that about that person, or I like this about this person, or that. You can do that. That's human. But for you to say what you like about the person and then take it negative on yourself, then that part is bad. Just because you like something about someone should not depreciate who you are. Okay, so that's what the essence of comparison is. I see sometimes people at work, everything is going well. Everybody's happy, okay? Until one day, one person finds out what the other person makes, and everything just turned downhill from there. Nothing else has changed except that now they have privileged information and they've compared their own pay with that person's pay, and boom, voila, Instead of where you should have be asking for a raise anyway, whether you know the pay of that person, because you know what your worth is, and your pay is based on your worth and what you can negotiate, not what somebody else was able to negotiate and stuff like that. And that's just a list of a lot of stuff that you can, think about. You take somebody that think they were fast and they were really happy with their speed until they find out somebody else was faster than them, and then instead of saying, oh, okay, I can improve, they just get beaten down. So, folks, don't compare. And then don't compare your children. That's not a good thing also. Don't compare your spouse to somebody else, just anything about comparison, unless you've got to a level of maturity where you can do it from a positive point of view, don't compare. And somebody sent me a joke, the other day, and it was in a restaurant. And somebody was really enjoying their food until they saw the food they brought to somebody else. And they look at the food, they look really nice. Oh, my God. So he pulled the waiter and said, I want something like those people. So he pushed their own food aside. And he said, I want the food like that person. And so they went and they fixed the food. And then the moment he took a bite, and he started getting sick. And he realized he had allergy to some of the stuff that was in the food without even trying to process it, except from the outside. So folks, and whereas the food that he was eating, he already knew everything about that food. The food was delicious. He was happy with it. But then just one look, all of a sudden he got the food now that he has allergy to, So again, folks, do not, compare, because it just doesn't help anything at all. So here are some of the things that I would say. Let me mute this person out for a quick second here. Okay, cool. The color now. Okay, so the thing that I would just suggest is when that tendency to compare comes, collect more information. Sometimes I don't want to tell you to just ignore it, because that's not going to happen. Most people don't just ignore stuff, okay? But here is what I would suggest, is try to collect more information. Because in the process of you collecting information, then you can make a decision about that situation Whereas most people don't collect information, they just get partial things and they make a judgment. And the judgment call is the one that gets you into trouble, okay? So as a rule, just collect more information. Maybe in the process of collecting the information, you might start to realize, hey, wait a second, maybe this is not what I thought it was going to be, and maybe it's not a big deal after all, So just learn, to collect more information, and that will help. And then I think some of you that watched my interview on ABC, Channel 10, and one of the things that I say that causes a lot of unhappiness is not appreciating what we have and focusing on something else. Folks, if you focus always on something else, it's like a moving target. You never get to that position. It's just hard. So focus on what you have, focus on who you are, focus on what you are growing to become, and I'm telling you, you're going to be a happier person. Now, again, like I said in the beginning, I'm not saying totally just feel like you live in a hole by yourself and that you never have to compare, but focus on the positive side of comparison instead of the negative side. Compare to improve, not compare to belittle yourself. Compare to get better, not compare to put yourself down in the toilet, because that's not going to work. All right, so that's what I've got, for today as far as the subject of comparison and happiness. And just realize, folks, you cannot compare to the total package of somebody else. Focus on your total package and work from there. Again, my name is Edwin Debiri, the Chief Happiness Officer. Today's subject was comparison and happiness. And the way we end this, our tradition, I'm going to count to 2, and we're all going to wish each other a happy Monday. Now, the reason I do this, folks, is whatever you focus on is going to grow in your life. And so I hope that you focus on happiness, because I believe with every cell in my body that every human being deserves to be happy. So I'm going to count to 2, and let's just say happy Monday, everybody. 1, 2.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
All right, you guys stay happy. All right.